Fifth word, I am thirsty.
In January of 2020, I started to question where I was in my life and the choices I had made. It was hard to remember a time in my life that I felt content. What I did feel was angry, I felt empty, I felt lost, but mostly I felt ashamed. Ashamed of the person I had become. My relationship seemed to be strained, non-existent, or superficial. I didn't feel close to anyone. Although my older sister and I talked frequently, there always seemed to be something negative between us. It had been some time since I spoke to my youngest sister. When we did see each other at family gatherings, we would ignore each other. We had lost our mother in 2012, and as a family, we were torn apart. In 2015, my dad moved to Chicago to undergo cancer treatment, and us girls shared in the responsibility of his care. I thought this situation would help us mend and bring us closer, but it didn't. We grew further apart. I really couldn't look past myself, and I chose to isolate. Where was my compassion, my empathy, my heart? I am thirsty. In search of answers, I started attending Mass. The first few times I attended, I felt nervous and I sat in the back pews. I just felt unworthy. I couldn't bring myself to go up for communion. During Lent that year, I decided to start reading my Bible. I thought back to my childhood when my dad would sit at the kitchen table reading his Bible while my mother cooked breakfast. Reading the Bible seemed to bring my dad so much peace. I remember that look on his face when he put his Bible down. My beautiful coworker and friend Jenny had given me a woman's study Bible as a Christmas gift in 2018, and it sat on my shelf. Thirsty for something, I decided to open the Bible up to Genesis and began to read from the beginning. I was unable to attend Mass for a few months that year due to COVID, so I continued to read my Bible and listen to sermons online. I made it a routine to get up an hour earlier each morning to spend time with God before starting my day. I am thirsty. Later that fall, I began to feel I wanted more. I prayed that God would help me find a Bible study with other women so that I could learn or comprehend some of the stuff I was reading. While I was walking on the trail one day, a fellow walker that I had seen numerous times stopped and handed me a card. She was from the Church of Christ and wanted to invite me to a women's Bible study. When I texted her for the first time, I asked her why she had given me the card. She replied, "God spoke to me, so I listened." I had chills and thank God for the answered prayer. Once in the Bible study, I shortly realized that this was more about a conversion than learning about God through Scripture. After 3 months, the Zoom Bible study became increasingly uncomfortable for me. That was when I made the decision to leave. The good thing that came from the Bible study was my continued friendship with Karen, the card lady. Still thirsty, I decided I would reach out to the priest at the church I was attending. Maybe he could put me in touch with some of the women in the parish. I contacted the priest and church office on 3 occasions. After 3 weeks with no response, I sent a desperate email to the priest and included the associate priest. At the next Mass I attended, I greeted the associate priest, introduced myself, and confirmed that he had received my email. He assured me the priest would be in touch shortly. I never heard from the priest, associate priest, or anyone from the church office. I continued my search for a parish. I am thirsty. My neighbor told me about St. Walter's in Roselle. She said that she had only attended Mass here a few times, but when she did, she always felt welcome. So I came to Mass here one day, picked up a weekly newsletter, and read about Alpha. I emailed Donna, who instantly responded and invited me to a Zoom Alpha meeting. 3 years later, I still wake up early each morning to pray and read my Bible. I have learned to trust God and to depend on Him. Most days, I feel that peace that only comes from knowing God. I honor my dad each morning by calling him on my way to work, if only to hear what he's having for breakfast. My relationship with my family and my friends are stronger. My friendships are one of my priorities, and I hope never to take them for granted. I realize my purpose in life just may be to glorify God by sharing my journey with others. St. Walter's has become my home, and I finally found those Catholic women I was searching for to share the next part of my journey. I am thirsty.